top5rapwebsite.com. You know what's going on. Okay, my lighting is horrible. Okay, I always forget something. Another Friday live stream. Today we are looking at the Drake lawsuit, right? So I know I already did a video on this, but I want to hear what everyone else thinks. Let me try to load this up real quick. How's everyone's Friday? Busy Friday for me. As you can see, we started 5 minutes late, so it wasn't that busy. I was asleep, to be completely honest. I was getting off work. I'll be wanting to go to sleep. Okay, so here we go. Boom. Channel for the week. We got a couple new videos, nothing too crazy. Oh, the Lord Jamar debates flat Earth. This is a funny video. Shout out to Kenny Fox in the chat. Shout out Zero in the chat. Always first. Jalen Webb, lurker here, finally live. Shout out my lurkers, man. Yo, you don't gotta. If you're shy, it's okay. You don't have to come in the chat. But thank you for showing yourself for once. Outer Thoughts, Stacy Wasey. Shout out everybody in the chat. All right, so it's a quick housekeeping. This is a new, not new, but this is a new videos on the channel. The Drake's lawsuit. People really like this thumbnail. I have to give all credit to B-Lou. Because he posted this and I was like, yo, I got to use this for a YouTube thumbnail. Academics doesn't understand the culture. This is just like a culture conversation. Another one of those. You guys love it. You guys hate it. These types of videos, conversational pieces, always get a lot of comments on them. So that's good to see. Even if you guys don't necessarily agree with what I'm saying, everyone puts their opinion in. So that's always good. And then Lord Jamar debates flat Earth. I thought this was really funny. It's a funny video. And then obviously we got the academics fan base on a crappy pie chart. This seems like it was more than 7 days ago. I feel like I did that like 10 days ago, but whatever. Michelle said, caught one from the beginning. Oh yeah, you hear from the beginning. So we gonna go in number one on Drake's lawsuit. There's a new video by y'all favorite YouTuber. Hold on. Y'all favorite YouTuber. Hold on. I had to get my my beverage today because we're reacting to y'all's favorite YouTuber. What's the dirt got a video. Wait, is this the right one? I could have sworn an hour ago. I could have sworn this video was longer. Am I tripping? I feel like he posted it like earlier today too, not an hour ago. I didn't realize it was only 6 minutes, but that's okay. Wayno from Everyday Struggle also has a Drake lawsuit video I want to do. I didn't realize this was only 6 minutes. Yeah, so here we go. Jump right into it. Let me know if y'all can hear this okay.
Where do I even start with this? I think the first thing to get across here is that anyone that you're seeing speaking negatively on Drake's actions as it pertains to this lawsuit, you can't categorize this as, oh, they're just hating on Drake. Like, before we even get into this, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to see any podcasters, any media, any rappers, any
Death
peers
Row
of Drake.
Happy
No
Dad
one is going to get
hoodie.
behind this
Oh my
lawsuit.
goodness.
No one. To argue.
That's hard. That's hard. A Death Row Happy Dad hoodie, because y'all know Happy Dad, they have like a sponsorship deal with Death Row. That's hard. Can't lie to you.
No one is going to get behind his lawsuit. No one. The argument that I've been seeing is that Drake's not suing Kendrick. He's suing UMG, who conspired against him, so that's totally fine. And when the petition dropped, that's all we knew. But this 81-page lawsuit
all about Kendrick.
Everything, because it's within these pages where Drake is saying that Kendrick's diss record should have never been published. He's saying
Michael
that the label
Gunther,
should
lurker in the chat,
Kendrick from using specific angles against him in a rap battle. It's literally anti-hip-hop.
Sure.
And look, I'm not going through this entire lawsuit. I get it. Drake feels like his label conspired against him. He feels like they help boost the streams. He feels like they help promote defamatory material. And under any other circumstance, this seems like a pretty valid lawsuit. But like I said, he loses me on page 22.
Yeah.
UMG publishes the defamatory material. And it's here where he's quoting.
Yeah, this is in my video that I did of this is the lawyer breakdown of Not Like Us. The way they describe wop, 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 wop. Come on. The way they describe that in this lawsuit is just pure comedy. It's pure comedy.
Actual angles that Kendrick used against him in a battle. He's quoting most of the angles that Kendrick used against him in a battle. Take an aim at the cover art of a diss record. Take an aim at the music video of a diss record. Take an aim at the visuals within the music video.
This is fact. Like Drake and his team of lawyers, we'll just say Drake and his team, they're attacking everything about the song Not Like Us. They're attacking not only the lyrics, even lyrics that have nothing to do with any type of PDF allegations. Even when Kendrick said, what do you say? Some B-Rad and you Malibu's most wanted. They put that in a lawsuit. Why is Malibu's most wanted in a lawsuit? It's a great movie, by the way. They're attacking the video. They're attacking even the shipping crates. It's insane. For those who haven't read it.
I don't understand how people don't get it. Like, Drake is saying none of this should have happened. None of this should have been allowed, according to Drake. As far as the rest of the lawsuit, fine. If he feels they promoted the diss record with bots and did all this other shit and helped promote this narrative even further, that's totally wrong, and he deserves to get to the bottom of that. But by saying that
and I don't even know if that is enough to win a defamation suit. The fact that UMG promoted a song that had defamatory material against him, I don't even know if that is enough to win a defamation suit. Because in order to win a defamation suit, you need to demonstrate that what the person said about you, they knew it to be false. They knew it was false, and then they said it anyways. So it has to be like an intentional part of it. Michelle said, "Did you see the anti-Semitic part of the lawsuit?" Yeah, you guys gotta watch my Oh, I already closed it. My most recent video, Drake's lawsuit with when he's in a mouse costume in the thumbnail. I mentioned this, and like they misquote in the lawsuit. The lawyers misquote Kendrick. Like they say Kendrick is from Oakland, California. Oakland is nowhere near Compton. Like it's a mess.
Record label should have stopped this from happening altogether. saying they should have prevented Kendrick from using specific angles in a rap battle?
Stacy says, do y'all think Kendrick will perform it at the Super Bowl? I think he will. I think some people say that this lawsuit is a way to try to prevent Kendrick from performing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. But Kendrick has to perform Not Like Us. He has to perform Luther. He should bring SZA out, perform Luther. He has to perform TV Off. There are just certain songs he has to perform at the Super Bowl.
Absolutely crazy. His expectation of a rap battle was that it gets censored. He wanted censorship.
Yeah.
Drake is basically saying that he expected favoritism in this beef.
Mm-hmm.
He levied outrageous claims against Kendrick himself.
Yeah. So y'all can love What's the Dirt, y'all can hate What's the Dirt, but this is all facts. Hold on, where's my little academic?
Facts!
It's all facts.
Expected favoritism in this beef.
Justin Perry, your message got retracted. I'm not sure why. Try censoring a word and reposting it. YouTube will censor your message if it has like a word in it. I don't know.
He levied outrageous claims against Kendrick himself, none of which have been substantiated. So if UMG should have prevented Kendrick's angles in the beef, they should have did the same to Drake, no? I could never in a million years get behind this. Battling is a fundamental aspect of hip-hop culture. From dance hall influence, to DJs at block parties, to B-boys dancing, to graffiti guys trying to get more tags or do better work, to MCs like Busy B, who once rocked the party and that was enough. Until Kool D came along, jumped on the stage and tore him apart and paved the way for the lyrical MC. Such deep ties to history and what hip-hop is. And as the genre...
Yo, didn't Busy B... Didn't Kool D take out... Someone check me on my hip-hop knowledge. Didn't Kool D take out Busy B and then LL Cool J took out Kool D? Isn't that how that went? Hit the like button,
lyrical content evolved, so did the level of disrespect as it pertained to battling.
Damn, you claim your mother's a crackhead and Kim is a known slut, so what's Ellie gonna be when she grows up?
And he does got a brother who's autistic. I hope that fucking retard gets it.
Nigga, you barely living, don't you got sickle cell?
If I'm the reason my man's dead, I would take myself.
Bend over for the goddamn crack and no Vaseline. This fuck.
Yo, What's the Dirt? Why are you speeding these songs up? Do they copy? Usually if I keep the song below like 5 seconds, a 5-second clip, I'm good to go. I don't get copywritten.
Vaseline. This fuckboy was stealing from his partners trying to cover it up. Let's play Swear to God, Hollow.
Yeah, she was kissing my dick when you was kissing that bitch.
Big Meech back up singing ass nigga.
Hey, nigga, was that Ka? Is that Ka right there? That's not Ka. I was gonna say, is that Brownsville Ka?
Swear to God, Hollow.
Yeah, she was kissing my dick when you was kissing that bitch.
Big Meech back up singing ass nigga. Left your moms out here alone for the latest ride. That don't plague your mind.
Cause he got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing.
Man.
And I lost.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
When you
Mama, you're not about to say my damn homeboy name.
Don't suicide like a friend, it's a casket. Steve's burning in hell, I'm really killing shit. You niggas killing
Troy
yourself. Off the roof, stand clear, yo. This nigga tryna fly, he think he a superhero. Splat man.
So that was a crazy. Troy Ave actually got blowback for this. So Troy Ave was dissing Joey Badass, and y'all know Joey Badass, one of his best friends, Capital Steez, committed self-harm, offed himself. And then Troy Ave just went off on him like, yo, dude, this is crazy.
I'm really killing shit. You niggas killing yourself.
I'm really killing ish. You dudes killing yourself.
The roof stand clear, yo. This nigga tryna fly, he think he a superhero. Splat man.
Crazy.
Nigga, bet he can't say shit.
And all those battle rappers that were supporting Drake, guess how many of them are going to support this lawsuit? 0.
Yeah.
Not a single one of them. And what I just showed you is a very small sample size of what's transpired over the years in this genre. In battle rap, there are no rules, but Drake's lawsuit clearly states that there should be.
Now, there are no rules in battle rap, but there are some unwritten rules, especially if you're not just doing like smack URL type face-to-face battle rap. That seems to go over the edge more. But in like a song-for-song battle, there are unwritten rules. Like, don't talk about somebody's kids. Don't talk about somebody's girl. This is just like, and this is where we get to the cultural stuff, right? The culture, right? That's just in general. You don't talk about somebody's, in real life. You don't talk about somebody's mama. You don't talk about somebody's kids. You don't talk about somebody's girl, just in black culture, right? And it kind of extends to hip hop a little bit. But obviously it gets overstepped. In battle rap, that stuff gets overstepped all the time. In battle rap, it does seem that there are no rules except don't get physical. Don't punch anybody. Don't get physical with anybody. But in terms of just songwriting and guys like 50 Cent or Game making diss songs, there do seem to be rules. But it's when those lines get overstepped that people start going ham, which is why Kendrick went as far as he did with the PDF and the Predators Move in Flocks. Kendrick did that because Drake done stepped over the line that we as people, as a culture, we know not to step across this. And Drake stepped across it when he mentioned, I'll be with some bodyguards like Whitney. Let's get to the chat right quick. I saw a chat by Stacey Lacey. Do y'all think, I already read that. Yeah, I already read that. Do you think he'll perform it at the Super Bowl? Michelle says, I think we're only going to get the Not Like Us hook only. They only have 13 minutes. Well, how many songs do you think Kendrick is going to perform at the Super Bowl? Like, 13 minutes is like 3 songs. But you're right, though. They never, I won't say never, they rarely perform in whole entire songs at a Super Bowl. I would like that first verse of Not Like Us, then the hook. The intro, like the little sample, the first verse, then the hook. Then go to something else, right? Because, like, on that first verse of Not Like Us, Kendrick doesn't really take any shots at Drake, right? So he can keep Drake out of it, too. He can just perform that first verse. Drake is glazing over that. Drake is just glazing over that. He said that wife was sleeping with his friends and had children. Yes, like.
Facts.
The idea of I'm going to sue the label for promoting something that was defamatory against me when he was already doing the same thing is crazy. Did you cover? No, I did not cover that. Don't care about that. I was saying Maul should be canceled if he defends this. Even Act can't. Well, Maul's allowed to have his own opinion, right? And I saw a video earlier. Maul said very clearly, I'm riding with Drake no matter what. And you don't have to agree with that, but he just said it very clearly. Like, there's nothing that's going to turn me against Drake. And I respect that. I respect that a lot more than someone pontificating and beating around the bush and trying to make all these logical streams and no, just say, I'm riding with this guy, period. I respect that. I don't agree with it, but I respect it. Van Dog Music says, you're the man, real top 5. Yes, I'm the real top. There's a fake top 5 running around with OVO. I'm the real top 5. I think Drake, oh man, I lost it. I always lose my chats. Ricochet, I think Drake is reacting like this because UMG has censored artists for him before. Yeah, that's true. Pusha T mentioned it. I remember that whole UMG taking Pusha off a song. Yeah, so he's talking about Pusha T's story of Adidon. So Drake is probably like, you guys have censored people before on my behalf. Why aren't you doing it now? Oh, it's because I'm in contract negotiations, huh? Oh, it's because it's Kendrick, huh? Like, you guys want to lowball me? Like, no, the difference is Not Like Us is a hit record. See, Drake is going to learn the hard way that businesses, they only exist for one thing, and that's to earn their shareholders a profit. If UMG has a song like Not Like Us, which was a banger, a hit the day it came out, we knew it was going number 1. Everyone's saying, oh, this is a hit. So if UMG has that, and they know, okay, if we put $10 more million behind this record, we can earn 4 or 5 times off of that. They're going to do it. It does, like, no individual artist, like say a Drake, is more important than making that money to UMG. And that's facts. So I think you're right, Ricochet. Top 5, if you ain't reacting right, then the Drake come out. What you mean? You respect a grown man Maul pole jockeying another man Drake. I respect that, not necessarily that. I respect that Maul isn't trying to make up all these different logic trains of why Drake is different with Drake and it's different with Kendrick. Like, Maul isn't doing all that. Maul is basically just saying, I'm a meat rider and this is what I'm doing. Respectfully, though, I'm not saying he's a meat rider, but in short, in a way that everyone can understand it, Maul is basically saying, I'm a meat rider and nothing's going to change my opinion. So there's no point in even trying to have a debate with me because I'm meat riding. A lot of people won't admit that. A lot of people won't admit that.
Ironically enough, Jerry Heller sued Ice Cube for no Vaseline, but Jerry Heller's not a rapper, nor a participant in battle rap culture, and he just doesn't understand hip-hop. Drake is not just a huge battle rap fan, but an active participant in it on Wax. What's more concerning is the ramifications that could come from this lawsuit. Yeah. What if Drake wins? What if Drake wins hundreds of millions of dollars from UMG? What if it's proven that Kendrick's lyrics was ultimately the cause of this? That's what this all boils down to. If you remove those angles from Kendrick's strategy, like Drake expected.
Yeah, there are no more diss records. Like, this eventually, if Drake were to win this lawsuit, there would be such a high risk in putting out a diss records that record labels would not even mess with you anymore. Like the only people making diss records would be small independent artists who you've probably never heard of. So yeah, this is a big issue if Drake wins.
This lawsuit wouldn't even exist now, would it? Anti-hip-hop. So if UMG has to fork out close to $1 billion to Drake or whatever it is, what do you think these labels are going to do to stop this from happening again? They're going to have to do something to protect themselves from being sued. And this is where censorship comes into play, which is something that hip-hop has had a huge history of battling. Anti-hip-hop. So are the labels going to start vetting diss records to make sure things are accurate? Telling MCs they can't do this or can't do that? Because
no, they're not going to start vetting diss records. Diss records are going to stop coming out. Any artist signed to a label, they're going to get a takedown. If they dare post a diss record, it's going to get taken down. And they're probably going to be reprimanded for it. It's essentially going to kill the diss record if Drake wins.
They're afraid to get sued? Do you see where this could go? Anti-hip-hop. Like I said, Drake lost me the minute he made claims stating that Kendrick's angles should have been taken away in a rap battle. That was it for me. Like, I cannot support that. I love this shit way too much. Look, this is not a, oh, he switched on Drake thing or he's team Kendrick. Like, I don't know how many times I need to explain that my channel is not about that. It never has been. I've been on the team of hip-hop. That's not going to change.
Okay. That's what's the dirt. And I do agree with that. And I always harken back, and I'm going to do a video on this probably tonight, and maybe I can post it tonight, about how Lord Finesse sued Mac Miller. Lord Finesse is of the Digging in the Crates crew. Let me see if I can find a picture of Lord Finesse just to give you guys a visual. The people who are around for 90s hip hop, they know Lord Finesse, but maybe everyone else doesn't. I'm hip to the game, right? From the Bronx, New York. Leader of the DITC. So this is where Fat Joe comes from. This is where a lot of rappers come from, the Digging in the Crates crew. Lord Finesse sued Mac Miller like in 2012. And this is probably like the most un-hip hop thing I've seen up until this Drake lawsuit. Lord Finesse sued Mac Miller for using his beat on a mixtape. Now, what are mixtapes? Mixtapes are just an album, essentially, but you rapping over everyone else's beats. You're rapping over all the popular beats and you're remixing the songs. That's essentially the heart of a mixtape, or what it came to be. Lord Finesse sued Mac Miller for rapping over his beat. What? Right? How? Why? Do I still got my why? Oh,
Why?
By doing that, think about the last time you heard a mixtape in rap. A proper mixtape. Because over time, during the blog era, mixtapes began to become like mini albums, thanks to people like Nicki Minaj and Drake, who are making super quality mixtapes, good enough to be an album. What did Drake say? Start a mixtape that shit sounded like an album. Yeah. Who would have thought the countrywide tour would be the outcome? Think about the last time you heard a proper mixtape. You haven't. It's been probably almost 10 years since you heard a proper mixtape. That's because Lord Finesse sued Mac Miller and won. Sued him for using his beat. The mixtape is essentially dead. Like the mixtapes that we grew up on, that format is gone thanks to Lord Finesse. So yeah, like What's the Dirt was saying, if Drake happens to win this lawsuit, you're probably going to see, not even probably, you're going to see far less diss records. The only diss records you'll see will be from very small artists who probably don't have any backing. And I think actually the violence in hip hop will go up because instead of for artists being able to vent their frustrations over a record, over perceived disrespect, they're just going to start taking it to the streets. That's what I think is going to happen. HUR says, I'm conflicted. I hate the labels, but also diss tracks are defamatory by their nature. Right. But fighting in hockey is also bad, right? But it's a part of hockey culture to, take them gloves off and give them 10, 15 seconds. So, yeah, diss tracks are defamatory by their nature, but this is just something special within hip hop. Like fighting is special within hockey. Now, you could argue, well, both are bad. And maybe I would agree. But how much are we willing to strip away from hip hop? We've already lost the mixtapes. Are we going to take diss records away next? Then do we take braggadocio records after that? Like, when does it stop? We'll never see a softer move in hip hop, period. I actually think the Lord Finesse move was softer. I think Lord Finesse suing Mac Miller was much softer than what. I think it was much softer, and I think Lord Finesse suing Mac Miller for rapping over his beat on a mixtape is more anti-hip hop, and it's more soft than what Drake did with Kendrick. Because you could argue that, Drake, like, Kendrick actually hurt my sales by, what if Drake has actually never did any of the stuff Kendrick's accused him of, and it hurt him? Sure, it's still, you could argue it's still wrong to sue him over it, but there was harm done. There was no harm done to Lord Finesse with Mac Miller. Like, Mac Miller loved the Digging in the Crates crew. Like, Lord Finesse, I'll probably do my video on this tonight, because I can say everything I need to say about this in 4 or 5 minutes. I'm not sure how many people will care about Lord Finesse, but I think it has to be said. I don't see anyone talk about this. I'm the only channel that talks about Lord Finesse suing Mac Miller. This is a much more anti-hip-hop and a much softer move. If you're prepared to say that Drake isn't hip-hop because of what he did, you have to admit that the leader of the Digging in the Crates crew, Lord Finesse, is also not hip-hop for doing what he did with his lawsuit. Lord Finesse won that lawsuit too. We don't have mixtapes anymore because of Lord Finesse. This is way softer. Drake is only doing this because he lost. Well, you could argue that Lord Finesse only did what he did because maybe he didn't have as much income coming in. I don't know. Way softer, not gonna lie. Yeah, braggadocio raps and battle raps pretty much go hand in hand. I agree. King Jam said, did Mac Miller pay for using his beats? Did Lil Wayne pay for... when Lil Wayne recorded The Drought 3, do you think Lil Wayne paid Beyonce for using Upgrade You? And King Jams, you was here for the mixtape era. Did any of those guys, do you think they were paying to use those beats? No. And the thing is, if I remember the lawsuit correctly, Mac Miller, it's not like he went online and sold that song it was on a free mixtape. Lord Finesse argued, well, because Mac Miller performed this song at shows, people went to those shows and paid for those tickets because they knew he was going to perform that song. Therefore, I'm owed X amount. To me, that's way softer than what Drake did. And that's way more of a reach, to be completely honest. What if UMG goes into their catalog and removes every song that speaks of violence in every diss track? Is that possible? Yes, it's very possible. Because how UMG is going to be thinking about it is, first we have to ask, is there a statute of limitation on these defamatory remarks? But if you're a broke artist, like some people, you could be like, well, man, in 2002, somebody said something about me. You know that song Window Shopper by 50 Cent? Gotta use a window shopper. Jada use a window shopper. Nas use a window shopper. What if Nas decides, like, my money's short right now, which Nas is like filthy rich, so he's not gonna do that. But what if Nas is like, you know what? My money's short. 50 said my name, dissed me, said something. I was a window shopper in 2006. I'm gonna go sue Interscope. Like, what they say on Friday? Niggas are broke these days. Somebody's gonna do that. They're saying it's soft because it was beef, then lawsuit, not lawsuit over a record. Sure, I get why they say it's soft. I'm not saying what Drake did isn't soft. I'm saying what Lord Finesse did was softer. What Lord Finesse did was more anti-hip-hop. Because honestly, we don't need diss records in hip-hop. And usually diss records, it devolves into something worse anyways. I wouldn't say usually, but a lot of times. Like, Lord Finesse took an essential part of hip-hop music away from us. Mixtapes. This is what he did was way worse. So my only thing is, and I'll make the video tonight, if you're going to call Drake soft and anti-hip-hop, you need to call the leader of the Digging in the Crates crew soft about this too. Digging in the Crates. Yeah, Buck Wild, Big L, Fat Joe, OC, Showbiz and AG, Diamond D. You need to call him soft too. But anyway, we're going to look at Wayno's video too. Too Black says, what's up? I've been peeping your feed. Low-key, I might need to borrow that cultish chart you got. Bar, yo, those is shit. Yo, those is real shitty pie charts, man. I'll send you the URL. Just hit me up on X on Twitter. I'll send you the URL. Let's see what Wayno guys say about this. Video title: Drake's lawsuit trash. He should have shut up and rapped. I do it myself.
Y'all, welcome back to I Do It Myself. Today we back again, talking about Drake again.
Oh, Two Black says I can't do that. You don't have X.
In the time loop that King has created within the multiverse, we are back at the start again. I mean, honestly, bro, I'm gonna keep it 1,000.
Wow. Facts. Turn this up.
I mean,
sorry.
Honestly, nobody jacking none of this shit, bro.
1.25.
Nobody likes what's going on. Nobody's a fan of it. This whole conversation has been positioned.
Rough NTV said, no, we don't need mixtapes. Diss records is hip hop. I agree. I think diss records and I think mixtapes are both hip hop. But I do think we need mixtapes. You gotta think about when an artist gets shelved. When a record label is not messing with them, they're not putting out the type of music that the record label think is going to get them money. How did the artists get themselves out of being shelved? There was like, okay, I'm on an album deal, which means I can't drop albums until the label gives me the green light. But I can drop mixtapes. These are not albums. And at first, the labels were like, we don't care what you do. Just don't drop an album. And these mixtapes don't count towards your albums on your contract, just so you know. So the artist was like, all right, I'm going to release mixtape. They released these mixtapes. They built their buzz back again. You remember Lloyd Banks, Beamer, Benz, or Bentley? That was a mixtape record. Then they built their buzz back, and then the label sees, oh, wow, your engagement is up. People are talking about you. You might even get a mixtape song on the radio. Okay, we'll fund a record for you. Let's see how it does. Oh, the record did well? Okay, let's start working on your album. Here's your budget. Like, artists used mixtapes to get out of being shelved. We need mixtapes. It's facts. Exactly.
Facts.
Academics. Conch says Drake alleges in the lawsuit that he was harassed and taunted with the songs while people made attempts on his life. J. Cole was right. The world wants to see blood. I don't disagree with that. I do believe he was harassed and taunted. I mean, we could see that on the internet. And yeah, people make death threats over the internet all the time. I'm sure I've got them. I'm sure you've got them. You know what I mean? So.
About Drake doing this to help other artists. It's not about no other artists. It's about himself. Had he won the battle, he would have not filed nothing. He would have not filed nothing. And you could just see that from the simple fact about how all these niggas was talking greasy after the battle. They talking about doing stuff to people. They talking about all this other stuff. And then now we get this federal lawsuit. Some think it's a ploy for him to put Kendrick in a position to not perform, not like us. Some people say behind the scenes he's crashing against the NFL. Listen.
Come on.
It's about to get darker. If you thought this shit wasn't dark, bro, if you thought that you wasn't already going through it, if you thought that, you know what I mean, you've met your work.
Let's just admire the setup. We got a board. This kind of looks like a snowboard, actually. This is nothing like a skateboard. We got a samurai sword. SpongeBob, pink SpongeBob, though. What is that all about? And then we got Lupe Fiasco, FNL. This is a great album to have sitting on a poster because this is one of my favorite albums of all time, FNL by Lupe. So.
Worse, when it came to this battle, you have seen nothing yet. Unfortunately, all of these people in California is going through this tough time when it comes to, you know, these fires. But they're not stopping the Grammys. The Grammys is going to happen. And I think that being that the Grammys is going to happen and everything that's transpired, man, I think that people is collectively, it ain't even just some rap shit no more. It's just overall. I think music is tired of him. I think music is just tired of him. And I mean, music is...
Rough NTV says, and shout out to everybody in the chat, and shout out to all my lurkers. If you're a lurker, that means you're watching, you're not in the chat, that's fine. When I watch live streams, I'm not in the chat either. It's fine. Stay lurking, just hit subscribe. That's all I ask. Hit like. Rough NTV says, artists can drop singles to get hot. They don't need entire mixtapes. Right. But in order for an artist to get a chance to drop a single single that's actually funded with something... You know, because if the label doesn't fund the single, it's like it's not going to have as good of a chance. So like to even get the label to the point where they want to fund a single for you, if you're already on the shelf, that's hard. It's a lot harder. The mixtape allow artists to be able to put out an entire body of work directly to the consumer. at really no risk to the consumer because mixtapes were free. No Jumper just did an interview with the founder of DatPiff. Y'all remember DatPiff.com, NahRight.com, live mixtapes, Ill Roots, like Two Dope Boys. The mixtape allowed the artists to put out a body of work and get themselves hot, and we don't have that anymore. Now, if an artist tries to drop a mixtape, like, think about when Drake put out If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. That was a mixtape, but the label was like, this is not, or it was supposed to be an album, but the label was like, no, this is a mixtape. It's so political now when it didn't used to be political, and Lord Finesse is a part of the blame.
Music industry people, you know what I'm saying? I think they're tired of him, and I think that, like, all of the foreshadowing that he's done, as far as, like, his career and saying how the higher-ups want him out of a position, and they've done this and that and the third, while I don't think that he'll ever be in a position where he can never say anything again, I think that those people who did conspire against him, or the people he think conspired against him, I think he's going to get exactly what he's been asking for. I mean, he's been foreshadowing. He's been talking about the shit. He's been manifesting. He's been saying all these different things about how people are against him. Everybody alleges that Jay-Z is against him. They allege that LeBron James is against him. They allege that he has no friends. But, I mean, with the given fact that he has been friends with everybody over the years, did you ever beg to think for one moment, for a second, has he done anything that people might not find, you know what I mean, cool? Has he ever done anything? Has he denied some clearances? Has he?
Yeah. Basically, Wayno is saying, yo, this, and you can see the subtitle, it's about to get darker for Drake. When you're going up against these huge entities like this, they'll do some dark stuff, and that's all I'll say.
Curse people out. I think it's more than just hitting niggas' girls. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more than that. Because that's what it gets boiled down to all the time. Oh, well, you know, he hit a lot of people's baby mothers. Newsflash, spoiler alert, a lot of these niggas do not care about who does anything with their former women. Some people are tender about it, but a lot of people don't care. I just think
Dion McKissack in the chat says, is Lord Finesse related to Lord Jamar? You're killing me.
Yeah, like this, like just seeing the lawsuit, it removes the conversation of the debate when we have with Drake, right? Like I remember at one point in time when
Juice Lee in the chat says mixtapes are dead. If they weren't, DatPiff will still be around. Why make a mixtape when you can make a TikTok sound to get hot or back? Well, TikTok is going to get banned too. Probably this weekend if they don't sell, if they don't make a move. But that's what it evolved to, right? You pay social media influencers to promote your song, but that's different. Like having a TikTok, let's say you pay an influencer like Lil Yachty. This is how Lil Yachty got popular. He played an influencer to create a viral video with his song in it. That always doesn't work. It doesn't work as well as a mixtape during the blog era because people were willing to listen to your entire project. This is how a lot of people found Kendrick Lamar. On Two Dope Boys, the Kendrick Lamar EP came out and people was like, okay, the cover art looks cool. Okay, the features look cool. Okay, I'll listen to this. Entire body of work, even if they skim through it, as compared to you hear something on TikTok, you're not even there for the music. You're there looking at the video. Like it's different. Like I think even artists would agree, musicians would agree that they prefer the mixtape route as opposed to the TikTok route. I think even artists who create music currently would agree.
On first went to the Miami Heat, right? Everybody was like, "Oh no, bro!" Like, and it is of course it's before he wins the championship. But they like, "Yo, we taking him out the conversation with Mike because Mike never went and played with Magic. Mike never played with Isaiah. Mike, you know what I'm saying?" So I think that this whole from the petition has been dropped or something, but now he's pursuing the federal lawsuit. It's a bad stain, man. It's a bad stain. It's a bad stain on a nigga jacket that you cannot wash off. I don't think any music ever changes this. I don't think. We in the era of perception. I don't think the perception ever changes. People gonna still feel like he's soft. You know what I mean? I think that like it's gonna get to the point where people.
I always felt he was soft though.
Adjective, like to just say instead of saying soft, they say Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that people's going like turn.
People been doing that,
and it all comes from a price. The price that you pay for talking about people's families.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we've gone through Euphoria 100,000 times.
Yeah.
We've gone through the bars. We've gone through the predictions.
Yeah, because even Euphoria was a light jab. This is before Drake really. Well, this is after Drake mentioned Whitney on Push-Ups, but even then on Euphoria, that's a very light diss song. Like Kendrick is pulling a lot of punches, and he's not really talking crazy. He's more so making jokes. When I see you stand by Sexy Red, Crody this, Crody that. Euphoria was just like, please stop. It was like Kendrick being like, yo, please stop.
Going through the double.
Stop with the family stuff.
We've gone through like 7-minute drill. We've gone through Port Antonio. We've gone through all of everything. If you think for 1 second, I'm talking to all of the hardcore Drake fans, because look, I'm gonna just keep it 1,000. Jay-Z is my favorite rapper.
Facts.
Never been shy about
Facts.
Me and Ak used to always have back and forth about who's the best, because Ak's qualifications is having the most Hot 100 entries. Me saying that, yo, every record that's a hit didn't hit Billboard. Every record that's impactful doesn't hit Billboard.
Yeah.
I can honestly say, if Jay-Z sued Nas for Ether, at that time, I'd have been off him. What? Because he dissed you? Because diss, short for disrespect? Because y'all was disrespecting each other and the nigga got too personal?
Right.
Because it's defamed your brand? Come on, bro. At the point when you heard like that, you had a decision to make.
Yeah, true.
You had a decision to make, bro.
It's facts.
Shit's
Facts.
It ain't Chinese arithmetic. You know what I'm saying? This shit is not an SAT question. This shit is straight up and down. You had a decision to make.
And Drake jumped out that window. Red Gun in the chat says, I always view mixtapes as a way for artists to get more experimental than they could on an album. I agree. Again, mixtapes were and again, we don't have mixtapes anymore, thanks to Lord Finesse's lawsuit against Mac Miller. I'm dropping that video tonight for sure, because it's pissed me off. I'm pissed off again about it. But yeah, mixtapes were very low risk. For the artist, it doesn't take as much money to produce a mixtape. They can just link up with a smaller studio, or especially around the blog era, the technology jumped up. We have much better digital audio workstations. Fruity Loops had just came out like with some new stuff. It was much easier to create a record. And for the listener, this doesn't cost money. The mixtape doesn't cost money. So it's low risk on both sides. So yeah, artists were like, I'm gonna get more experimental on my mixtapes. I'm gonna do the sounds I actually want to do on my mixtapes, and on the album, I'm gonna give the label what they want. It was a beautiful thing, man. He's been friends. He's had completely transactional interactions with people who benefited him. I've lost that. Let me go up. Odd Fredo. Why did the labels call If You're Reading This Too Late a mixtape if they were original songs by him? Well, Drake, they called it a mixtape, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't think they fully approved that album. Either they called it a mixtape, or like they didn't count it towards his albums. The whole thing with If You're Reading This Is Too Late was supposed to be, hey, label, if you're seeing this album cover, that means the album is out. That means I'm out of my contract. It's too late to do anything. That was the whole thing behind If You're Reading This. It's too late. That's what it means. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. The labels decided to count that as a mixtape. So by that time, it had got to like super political. This was post Lord Finesse's lawsuit to Mac Miller. And then mixtapes were already on their way out. Rough NTV says, you're speaking of the early 2000s. In 2025 and beyond, mixtapes aren't essential for an artist to get any music out. We live in a time of streaming platforms when artists can drop anytime they want. Well, no, artists cannot drop anytime they want. If you're signed to a label, you only drop when the label tells you to. Facts.
Facts.
An artist signed to a label, which is most of the artists we know, cannot drop anytime they want.
Facts.
They can drop when the label tells them to.
Facts.
Do you see what's happening with SZA and Punch, and then SZA and her fans? The fans are like, where's the music that was supposed to be out? SZA's saying, no, it's Punch. Punch is saying, being the troll. And then artists cannot drop whenever they want. With a mixtape, you could drop when you want at that time. But yeah, mixtapes were never essential for artists to get music out, but it was helpful for artists who were not hot. And for artists who were unknown. It's a way you can put your music out there and create some type of buzz for yourself. Dylan says, yeah, Two Dope Boys is how he found Kendrick. That's what I'm saying. Wale hasn't outdone the mixtape About Nothing. Wale's mixtapes were his best work. The album About Nothing was good too, but the mixtape About Nothing, I agree, Javi. That's why Wale has not surpassed that. And remember, on the mixtape About Nothing, Wale has all these Seinfeld clips throughout the mixtape. Again, people wasn't attacking mixtapes like that because the artists weren't making money for it. Hold on, super chat. Spartan came through with that bag. Drake told Kendrick to use a PDF angle on Taylor Made. Check the lyrics. You don't gotta take my word for it. That's facts.
Facts.
Thank you for the super chat, Spartan. Drake tried to do the whole 8 Mile thing. You know, remember the final battle in the 8 Mile with Eminem, where Eminem is like, yeah, I'm white. Yeah, I live with my mom. And like he says his opponents, he anticipates his opponents' disses before they get a chance to say them. So then it completely nullifies them when he says the disses. Because like Eminem's like, I already said that. Drake tried to do that on Taylor Made Freestyle. He's like talking about him liking young girls. I heard it on the Button podcast. It gotta be true. Something like that. It was in the Tupac section of Taylor Made Freestyle. And this was before anybody ever said anything about Drake. Probably before anybody even knew about Drake and the I heard you like him young stuff, right? Drake put all that out there first on Taylor Made Freestyle. That's facts, Spartan. Facts.
Facts. Based on history. Based on the people before you. Based on Biggie and Pac. You know what I'm saying? Based on you and Neek. Based on Kim and Jay. Based on...
Shout out to Divine Eternally. She said she made her first live. She's in the comments like for every video, but she's finally here for a live. Salute.
Nas and attacking everybody when he did. You know what I'm saying? Based on so many battles, or 50 and Ja. You had so many examples. But at the point where you thought that you was going to wash this nigga and your fan base thought you was going to wash this nigga, none of that was in the mind. Like, none of that was like, there's no way possible I could lose this.
Yeah.
There's no way possible I'm going to lose this.
And Drake's thing was like, even if I lose the lyrical battle, even if people think Kendrick is more lyrical, I'm going to outsell him. I'm going to chart higher than him. And based on what my label UMG has done for me before in the past, I can completely silence him if I want to. This is what Drake is probably thinking. So yeah, I'll go into this battle with Kendrick because even if he's going to do the whole double entendre thing, but even if he wins the lyrical battle, I'm going to win the numbers battle. And I'm going to win the perception battle because my label is going to help me. False. So when UMG starts pumping up Not Like Us, Drake, he probably feel betrayed.
Impossible. Everybody's like, oh, Kendrick, that nigga can't make no records. He's not gonna make a slap.
Yeah.
He's not gonna ring off.
Facts.
The only person that's gonna know the lyrics is Rob Markman. What up, Mark? I mean, what about?
Fact. No, he's spitting facts.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've gone through all these different scenarios, and again, we are in this Kang time loop. You know what I'm saying? Ouroboros, a snake eating his tail. It's like every time we wake up,
oh man,
like the same story.
I never heard anybody use Ouroboros except for me. Shout out to Wayno for the Ouroboros. It's like it's the image of the snake eating itself in a circle. Oro. Hold on, Oro. I've never heard anybody use that term except me. It's Ouroboros. And I love when people drop some good vocabulary. That's what I like. Ouroboros.
Happening again. My whole thing about it is this. Yeah, it could have been avoided.
Yeah.
But we ain't want it to be avoided. The fans, like J. Cole said, they want blood. The fans want blood. Niggas ain't want blood. We wanted a good battle, man. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. One thing I always said was like, hey, Drake is battle tested. He lost.
Yeah, and this is what I said too. Even when people didn't agree with me saying this, I'd be like, yo, I think Drake did a great job. That was one of the greatest battles of all time. I tipped my hat to Drake. He kept it hip hop. He responded to records. He responded immediately. Who's gonna take out Kendrick in the rap battle, man? Drake did as well as anyone could possibly do against Kendrick, man. Like at this point in time. But now Drake, instead of Drake just being like, yo, and our boy Kendrick, he's a monster. Salute to him. It's still fucking no, but we had a good battle. Salute, whatever. I'm moving on. Instead of Drake doing that, he's doing this. He's making it worse. Should just tipped your hat. Salute to Kendrick, bro. Like, he got me. I thought Not Like Us was weak. He's lying on it, but the fans said what they said, and yeah, it was a good battle. That's how you're supposed to do it, man.
You know what I mean? His loss was to Pusha. But he had multiple times where he handled himself. He had Common. You know what I'm saying? He had Common. He had Meek.
Yeah.
Countless amounts of other people that he's dissed. You know what I'm saying? Common ain't. What if Common said, yo, you know what? I hate being out and hearing stay scheming. Let's get rid of this.
Facts.
Like Common, bro, you was hitting. like y'all was messing with the same woman. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was messing with the same joint.
Yeah.
Like Meek took it in stride. You know what I'm saying? Nigga came back with an album, went to jail, came back with a better album.
Yeah.
Reconciled with Drake. They made a hit record. They made history. You know what I'm saying?
And I said that about Meek too. Meek lost in a similar embarrassing fashion that Drake lost to Kendrick. Meek lost to Drake in that same embarrassing type of way. Back to back was everywhere. Meek took his lumps, and Meek dropped a dud. Like 1-0, which is the diss Drake by Meek. That's a dud. Just like on the Hard Part 6 by Drake is a dud. What did Meek do? Cool. Took his lumps, came back, dropped an album called Wins and Losses. People was back to loving Meek's music. Bro, Jay-Z lost to Nas. Like, just because you lose does not mean you got to complete. This is actually crashing out. People overuse that term. What Drake is doing right now, though, is actually crashing out.
It's just all these multiple and different times where you have all these different examples and you have enough critical thinking.
Jason said you got to expect that from a man with a katana leaning against the wall. Yeah, I respect the Ouroboros drop, for real.
What I got to say, bro. I don't know who around Drake. I don't. One thing I know is that he's affiliated with a lot of people, powerful people. You know what I mean? People from the street. You know what I'm saying? People who's gangsters. People who's businessmen. You know what I mean? Him being black and Jewish, he has a wide range of people he can call. But I think you got to start like, the people that get the chance or the opportunity to be around of a person with such a high profile, just got to be honest with a nigga, man.
Yeah,
just got to
facts.
be honest with a nigga.
Yeah,
facts. This is not some plot or scheme to save artists, because at the point where Universal, if it goes in Drake's favor, at the point where it goes in Drake's favor, and they pay him all this money, and he gets off of the label, what precedent does that set
for hip hop? Yeah. At that point, Drake has a fix. If Drake wins this lawsuit, which he should just drop it. There's still a way to save face a little. If Drake just comes out and just drops a lawsuit, like, y'all was tripping, my fault. Like, it's been a rough year. This song has been everywhere, tormenting me. I dropped a lawsuit. It's whatever. I'm going to take some time off. Even though some of the damage is done, you can still save face a little. But if Drake actually wins this lawsuit, he will be known, part of his legacy will be killing diss records. The end of diss records from Drake, a guy who has dropped many diss records. Drake wasn't just beefing with Kendrick. Drake was beefing with like 5-10 dudes at once. Rick Ross, The Weeknd, A$AP, Rocky, Kendrick, Future, Metro, like. So from Drake, a guy who loves diss records. Drake has a diss record from like 2007 versus an artist named like Aristo or something. Like, I think it's called Long Kiss Goodnight. Drake has been doing diss records. So from a man who loves dissing people, and from a man, and Drake, I just thought of this. Drake loves mentioning women, specific women that he has messed with. Oh, Courtney from Peachtree. I listened to Nothing Was the Same this past week. Courtney from Peachtree. Courtney that worked at Hooters. Jennifer, Bria's interlude. Cece's interlude. He likes mentioning specific stuff about their relationship and then putting it out for everyone to hear. So you can take that as a diss also. Like, a man who loves diss records, to be known for ending diss records because one hurts your feelings too bad, Drake needs to just end this lawsuit, man. Close it up. Spartan with that bag again. It's called the Fart Part 6. Well, the real Hard Part 6 is on GNX. That's the only Hard Part 6 we recognize. Even though I do like some parts of Drake's Hard Part 6. Come on, bro. That was not the record to drop after Not Like Us.
What does that say for art? All right, it says that in the you know what I mean? This is what Universal had to say. They said not only are the claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, let alone Drake, is illogical.
Right.
So I'm just saying, if this shit go in his favor, right? If it go in the space that he want to be in,
yeah.
If he get the money and then he get the bounce and all of that, now we in the Minority Report era, where you got to send your music to some corporate dude to approve whether you can say the shit that you say.
To a lawyer, yeah.
So all right. So now we in school now. This nigga said something about my mother. You said something about his mother? Well, you can't say nothing back to him about his mother just because it hurt your feelings. What? But he disrespected me. That's the era we in now. That's when niggas is jacking. Cause a lot of the fans, bro, y'all jacking this shit. Shit whack. Straight up. Shit.
I agree.
Trash. Fuck is niggas doing? You feel me? Like what's going on in today's world where like that's what's going on? Like, bro, I just feel like He probably signed a bad deal at one point in time or another in his career. I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah, Suvio Blue makes a very good point. Yeah, Drake's ties to battle rap alone, right? Because Drake used to show up at those King of the Dot, KOTD rap battles. So you're going to be known as the guy in hip hop. You're going to be known as the Lord Finesse. But people don't really know Lord Finesse for ending mixtapes, but he did. But people don't really attribute that to him. Drake is going to be known for ending diss records if he happens to win this lawsuit. I don't know if that's the legacy it would just be so much cleaner to just be like, I'm tripping, y'all. I end the lawsuit, I'm tripping. Public statement, I'm gonna take some time off. Go on that vacation I should have took a year ago. I'll see y'all back later. Man, people will be like, yeah, you was tripping, but at least people will look at you like, yeah, you were tripping, but at least you recognize it. Stacey Wasey posted something, got retracted, censor it, repost it, the usual.
I don't know what the terms is. The nigga made ridiculous amounts of money. But he probably signed the deal, and he want to get out his deal. Now, who knew that he was going to use this as a point of leverage to get out his deal? But, like, bro, it's not about necessarily the deal because everything was good until you got this. The way you got this is a product of how the nigga operate, man. It's just a product of how a nigga operate. You just
Be yourself. Said, I'm going to watch the replay. It's too late here in Ireland, and I wish you all a good weekend. God bless you guys. Shout out, be yourself. We're going to be looking for you in the comments on the replay. Have a good night.
You should just know better. Like, I'm going to keep it a band, bro. It's like, if you get into it with it, if you a grown-ass man, you know what I mean? You got to be in control of your emotions. Because at the point where, like, your emotions can get your head knocked off out here. And that's anywhere. That can happen in Toronto. That can happen in Compton. That can happen in Harlem. That can happen in Oklahoma. That can happen in Georgia. It can happen anywhere. If you're a grown-ass man, you can't control your emotions. So at the point where something gets said to you, and you say something super out of pocket, you don't control how somebody get to respond.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I think that at the point where if Universal was...
What did Kendrick say on Euphoria? This is after Drake drops the Whitney bar. I'll be with some bodyguards like Whitney. This is going to go down as an infamous bar in rap battle history. It was a great bar. I'll be with some bodyguards like Whitney. That is such an amazing double entendre by Drake. Because you got Whitney. Whitney is Kendrick's fiance. But then Whitney Houston was in a movie called Bodyguards. And then there's like an allegation that Kendrick's fiance, Whitney, needs bodyguards because Kendrick is doing domestic violence. Like, it's like such a sick entendre. I'll be with some bodyguards like Whitney. But even on Euphoria, Kendrick is like, we don't got to get personal. It's a friendly fade. What's a friendly fade? It means you knuckle it up with your friend. One dude hit the ground, you let him get up. Come on. It went from a friendly fade to when Drake is like on Family Matters. No, I'm going to continue going in this direction with you, your wife, and your kids. Like, I'm all in that. It went from a friendly fade to an American, what was that movie called with the curb stomping? Curb stomping. You now, if you hit the ground, we own you still. It's not friendly no more. There are so many opportunities to Drake to just back out of this.
Ooh, something like this. Now, you going to have policing because they're going to have to pay.
Oh, yeah, I definitely don't think Drake wrote that Whitney bodyguard line. I can tell when Drake is writing his raps. Tailor-Made Freestyle is Drake, and The Heart Part 6 is Drake, and maybe some parts of the other records. Drake has never dropped an entendre like that Whitney bar ever in his career. He said it, though. It's an amazing bar, though. I ain't gonna lie.
They have to pay. So that means that they're going to have to pay for this alleged mistake that they made by putting out a song that a nigga put out when another nigga was disrespecting him. It's okay. It's all right. It's all good for a nigga to say, yeah, I be with bodyguards like Whitney, you know, who really bang sets.
Yeah.
It's okay. All that's cool. But as soon as nigga just start making...
Spartan with the bag yet again. Drake needs to stop mentioning his opponent's wives and girls. His last two beefs got scary for him doing that. Yeah. And remember, Pusha T was dissing Drake for years, and Wayne. Like, Pusha T was dissing Wayne, and thank you, Spartan, for the super chat. Pusha T was dissing Drake and Wayne for years before that. But when Drake, and it was always light shots. Even listen to Infrared by Pusha T. Light shots at Drake. He had been doing that, though. When Drake goes on Duppy Freestyle and then name drops Pusha T's wife, by her government name. I let it ring on you like Virginia Williams. After that, that's when Pusha T is like, okay, I'm dropping a story of Adidon. What about your wife? What about that kid you're hiding? Like you can't control how somebody reacts to something like that. And Pusha T is probably looking at it like, yo, Drake is at the top of hip hop. I just want to have a friendly fade, like Kendrick say. I just want to have a friendly get down with Drake, sharpen our swords. But then Drake be taking it too far. And then when Pusha T respond with the story of Adidon, exposing everything about you, and then Kendrick responds with Meet the Grams, now you looking like you're the victim. No, you took it there first.
Has a battle rap ever been proven true in history? Maybe the T.I. Lil Flip shit. Was that true? I don't know. I can't remember everything verbatim. I was really young when that happened. But like, when has battle rap ever been like
American History X? Thank you,
to the
Samara.
furthest extent? I mean, you get like drill rap now, right? With kids, these niggas talk about somebody who get knocked off, this person who get knocked off, that person who get knocked off, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? And drill has infiltrated every single region. You got drill rappers everywhere. You got all over the world. You feel me? Because it's a popular thing and an easy skill set to kind of do to get your foot in the door. You feel me? But
yo, Conch. We're all a happy family in here, but Conch, you be having Conch be having the whole chat mad at him.
These things ever been proven. You know what I mean? Been proven to be like accurate. Like you had to, bro. It's about disrespect. It's called a diss.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a battle.
Yeah, that's the point.
Somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. The person who usually loses.
Haram Guzman said, "This is like a." He said, "This is perfect too. This is a great analogy. This is like a boxer suing for assault after Lee lost his belt." That's like Mike Tyson suing Jake Paul for assault because he lost the fight. It's crazy.
Is that the general consensus of the crowd being the fans, they crown the winner. If push-ups would have hit harder, if Family Matters would have hit harder, if the heart part.
Yeah, Alfredo said, "Conch is that one-man army Strusky skit. Yeah, standing on business, Nick. One-man army, 1 verse 50. It's crazy.
The crowd being the fans, they crown the winner. If push-ups would have hit harder, if Family Matters would have hit harder,
right?
If the Heart Part 6 would have just been an all-out, more disrespectful song, Not Like Us,
yeah.
Do we get a lawsuit?
No.
Do we get petitions in court? Do we get federal like?
No.
Because it was good.
Yeah.
And then it all goes back to like Kendrick saying like, I'd rather do that than let some Canadian nigga make Pac turn.
It was great. Cutthroat business.
That's the precedent that it sets. And I know it's a lot of people from Canada because I've seen comments and shit. And I mean, I don't know.
Shout out Canada.
There's people who love and there's people who don't. You know,
I went to Canada in 2016. Cool looking. It's cold though, but it's cool. But it's cold. I'm from LA, SoCal. It's 50. It's 50 degrees right now, and it's a bit too cold for me. Canada is cold.
Doing or whatever the case may be. But then it sets a precedent of like, oh, this is what Canadian niggas do. So now it's like that's a stain that people now generalize a blanket statement that they put on Canadians. Like I'm pretty sure niggas like the 50 meme. What they say? Fuck me for?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's him, not us.
I just think that this shit is corny, man. On every type of forefront. I don't like it. I don't like nothing about it. I mean, I'm sitting with my popcorn like Mace, you know what I'm saying, watching to see how it unfolds, but like, I don't like nothing about it. It's whack.
Mm-hmm.
It's really whack.
Agreed.
And
Facts.
Then, of course, you know, I've had conversations with, people who close to situations and say, well, what did you want him to do? Like, what do you want him to do?
Take the L.
Bro, just shut the fuck up and come back and be great.
Yeah.
That's all the nigga had to do, bro. That's all the nigga had to do.
Man, that's
all he had to do.
Facts.
Just shut up and come back and be great. Because when it was time to fuck with Kanye, nobody let up. On the block. Made it right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's on site. You know what
Sicko
I mean?
mode.
Checks over stripes. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Like all of that was cool. It was cool when it was the Kim Kardashian shit on Save Me. Come on, that's a sub song, man. Like, what if Kanye said, "Yo, bro, I'm going through it."
Yeah, even 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is one of my favorite Drake songs. 8 out of 10 is like one of the Drake songs that I really like, and I don't understand why Drake fans don't talk about this song more. 8 out of 10 is from Scorpion. It's a Kanye diss. Too rich for who? What do you say? Too rich for who? Y'all just got rich again. Who killed the mics? It's funny how you have to dance a little bit to remember the lyrics. Who grips the mic and like to kill their friends? If shit was out of 8, we like to make it 10. Your granny is press and play. Your nanny is press and play. Yo, wifey. This is Drake calling out dudes' wives again. It's a Kanye diss. Oops. There you go.
Public divorce with my wife. I got 3. I don't know how many kids he got. 3 or 4 kids. And he's like, yo, bro, this nigga's mess. And Kanye has always been speaking publicly about his mental health and having to be on antidepressants and all of that. What if he said, yo, bro, this nigga is killing me. I'm being hurt.
Talk about it.
He ain't do that. He ain't do that. So I'm just like, yo, bro, we got to get better as a people.
I agree.
No, I'm playing, man. I'm just saying, bro, like, end of the day, I think
as a culture, hip hop culture, the culture. Yeah, we got to weed stuff like this out. So I think what's happening to Drake, him being ostracized for doing this, I think that's the right move culturally.
that if there is this hip hop Hall of Fame that exists.
Conch says, I like 8 out of 10, but I'm not a typical Drake's fan stan. Are you sure about that? I'm an objective thinker. Are you sure about that? No, I'm just playing. I doubt Drake fans are appreciating that song. Scorpion as a whole was solid. And actually, Conch, to your point, I remember when Scorpion came out, like the day it came out, I remember like the Drake fans on my timeline kind of being mixed on the album. Then me, as someone who has really never liked Drake's music, I listened to it and I'm like, this is actually pretty good. Like Blue Tint come through. Like Scorpion had a lot of good songs. I'm like, this is what confused me about Drake fans. What's wrong with Scorpion? 8 out of 10. Like, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with that album?
It is a rap Hall of Fame. Drake has kind of moved himself out of position. But even with all the great work he's done, I mean, shit. I still love Take Care. I still love Nothing Was the Same. I still love If You Read
Freeness Is Too Late. Yeah.
I still love So Far Gone. You know what I mean?
I don't. I never liked that, but cool.
Work. But it make the work say, like, it make you look at the work and be like, yeah, I'm cool. Shouldn't have did all that. All right, this is I Do It Myself. I catch y'all another day. For the ones that rock me, you know how we doing. For the ones that don't,
shout out to Wayno, man. Yo, subscribe to Wayno. How does Wayno only have 24K? He was on Everyday Struggle. He should have more. He should have more subs than that. I put the link to the video in the description. We gonna get these chats, then we gonna get y'all out of here. Shout out to everybody, lurkers. All right, it's a lot of people. First, shout out to that chat, because 240 people in here. Shout out to the chat, but then shout out to the people who's not in the chat but you watching. It's all good. Just hit subscribe before you leave and hit like, and we all good. We gonna read these chats. First, we gonna read Spartan because he comes through with the yo. Spartan driving a little back. Spartan is trying to outdo What's the Dirt. Y'all know What's the Dirt came through with that $27, and I sold out. Spartan is trying to beat that. Eminem is the reason people are afraid to lose rap beefs. Yeah. Because Eminem, I think Spartan is referencing Benzino. And then when Benzino lost that rap beef to Eminem, that did massive harm, not only to Benzino, but to the whole Source magazine infrastructure. Conch been going at it with everybody like, yo, 1 verse 50, Drewski's kick. Y'all keep saying Drake isn't writing his own bars. But that means objectively Kendrick isn't either. Because Sam D's writing credits are all over his last 2 albums. Get out of here with that. Well, let's go fact check. Let's just go fact that. See what you're talking about. Y'all like to do my research, man. I like to do my research. We're going to look up Sam D. Or I think you mean Sam Do, because we have a Sam Do. All right. And let's see what song he appears on. Yeah, singer-songwriter Sam Do. He's on United in Grief. I actually don't know this album that well, Mr. Morale, because I don't like the album. So Sam Do is on Mr. Morale twice. So you say he's all, Conch, I fact checked you. You said he's all over this album. He's on here as a feature once on Savior. He is Not Your Savior. And then he's on the intro. So yes, could Sam Do have helped write United in Grief? I don't even remember what that song sounds like. It's possible. Maybe it was a hook. Maybe it was more. Look, Conch, if it comes out that Kendrick has ghostwriters, I'm going to react the same way if I learned it. I'm going to be even more hurt than if anyone else had ghostwriters. Because I really attribute Kendrick's great verses to him and his wit and his cleverness as a person. So if it comes out that Kendrick don't write his raps, what you think I'm gonna do? Come on, man. I go against the grain and it is what it is. I don't care what people say. Where we at? Where we at in the chat? AG. Shout out Aaron in the chat. Thinking Dot don't write his raps is idiotic. Drake has actually said on multiple occasions that Baby Keem writes Kendrick's raps. He said it in an interview way back, like years, like 6, 7 years ago. He said it. 5, 6, 7 years ago, he said it. And he said it again on Family Matters. K. Dot shit is only hitting hard when Baby Keem put his spin to it. Conch says, you are literally looking at several songs. Look at the credit. I mean, what do you mean? I searched up Sam Do. Okay, oh yeah, I see what you're saying. You're right. Conch is right. Sam Do is, see, I searched Sam Do, but after he's mentioned one time, they only say Do. He is all over Mr. Morale. In what capacity? We don't know, but we do know that Sam Do is a singer-songwriter. So normally I would say, oh, that's because he produced on the song, but he doesn't have production credits on this. So as much as you guys hate Conch in the chat, he's right. Sam Do is all over this album, an album which I do not really like that much. And it's questionable what he's done. Like you have Kendrick, like on Mr. Morale, the song Mr. Morale. You've got Kendrick credited, cool. You've got Avante Santana. I assume Avante Santana is Tana Leon. Yeah, Avante Ramon Santana. You got Pharrell credited because he produced the song. But then you have Do right here. So Pharrell did the beat so we can take him out. Avante is on the song, we can take him out. And Duckworth is Kendrick. So what is Do doing on this song? Like if Do didn't write on this song, then what did he do? No pun intended. What did he do? So Conch makes a point. Now, we don't know in what way Do contributed. Maybe he contributed a bridge, a refrain, chorus, or maybe he wrote some of the verses. I can't tell you, but Conch does have a point. Kiana Vernon says, Scorpion was the only album I listened to of Drake, and I listened to once and thought it was good and never listened after that. That's how I did with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. But I actually listened more. I probably listened to this album like 3 times because I did a reaction to it. So I listened to it the first time, then I had to re-listen to it as I edited the video. Not my cup of tea. Where we at? Spartan says the best way to have another writer help you with songs is to do it with the way Eminem did. Proof helped with some of his early work, but he always gave Proof his flowers. Yeah. It's easier to just come out and give people the credit. Like to me, just as a fan of hip hop, fan of rap, if I think your bars are amazing and then it comes out that someone else is writing them, I want to go listen to that person's music. Because obviously they have something working in their brain that is off the chain. I want to hear what they have to say. It's like when the whole Drake and Quentin Miller thing came out. I went and because I really liked the If You're Reading This, It's Too Late album. I went and listened to Quentin Miller. And that's when I learned about the Wedding Crashers and Quentin Miller's whole thing, right? I want to see where you getting this sauce from. Aaron said Sam Do helps with the music, just like Terrace Martin. Ain't nobody even capable of penning what Dot B's saying. Yeah, if you look here in the credit, it says Sam Do contributed background vocals on 7 and 14. So that will be Savior and then Rich Spirit. So background vocals, right? Where else is Sam Do mentioned? Yeah, they don't really mention all the other songs that he's... Yeah, hold on, let me see. They mention he's on background vocals on track 7 and 14, but as far as all the other songs that he's on, they don't really mention it. I hope Drake takes Conch on a date one day. He deserves it. As long as Conch is mentioning facts, we're okay with him, right? He's facts. Sam Do is all over this album, and it's murky, it's abstract in terms of what he did. Like on some of these songs, 7 and 14, we know what he did. But on songs like, let's see, Count Me Out, why isn't Sam Do on here? What did he do, right? He produced with Soundwave and Jack Antonoff. I went on Sam Do's page. It doesn't say he's a producer. It says he's a singer-songwriter. So maybe he's singing on these songs. Again, if I knew Mr. Morale like I knew the other Kendrick albums, I would be able to tell you, oh, there's background vocals on here. There's somebody singing on these songs. I don't even remember what this album sounds like that. I know there's an Alchemist song where Kendrick is arguing with his girl. There's Rich Spirit, which I know. I like that song. There's like Baby Keem and Kodak randomly splattered across the album. I don't think Mr. Morale is Dude's song. Drake literally has some of Abel's songs on Take Care. Yeah, The Weeknd is... Take Care should be Drake featuring The Weeknd. The whole album has The Weeknd's vibe. Conch is literally Drake. Yo, we got Drake in the chat, for real. Conch is Drake. I never knew that. Conch is Maul undercover. We know Drake's writers are writing hooks and ad-libs. Well, we don't know that. Quentin Miller is the only guy that allegedly wrote Drake's raps. Well, that's false. Conch, I know you like that Scorpion album. You remember this song? I fuck with the mob and I got ties. Go listen to Vori's version. Like, Drake just literally took the whole song from this dude. Not took it, because I'm sure Vori is credited. Drake is like, not only is Drake not writing the raps sometimes, he's also not even coming up with the flows. The way to say the vocals, the way I pronounce it. Like, it's deeper than like, okay, your homie wrote a bar here and a bar there. Like, nah. Your homie gave you the whole flow. He gave you the swag. He told you how to say it. He gave you the ad-libs. Yeah, so it's more than... Nah, Quentin Miller is not the only guy that allegedly wrote Drake's raps. There's a lot of guys. There's a couple guys. I won't say a lot. There's a couple that's in that mix. All I know is it's crazy to think that it took 16 years for hip-hop talking heads to discover Drake was corny. Yeah, Bronxy, some of us have been saying this since the beginning, man. This is some of us been saying this since the beginning, but it is what it is. To Black says, to Conscious point, Weeknd isn't a lyricist, just like I'd say the same to Anderson .Paak, but he does know how to make good rap on songs. On another note, I like the Lavender Sweater Against Your Lighting. Oh, you like that? It's that Patagonia. I just threw this on real quick. Don't flatter me, please. Don't flatter me. Quentin Miller wrote all that. Don't act like you're an idiot. Yeah, Conch trying to say Quentin Miller only wrote some of the hooks and like, nah. 10 bands, 50 bands, 100 bands. That's Quentin Miller. Boys tell stories about the man. Drake spat that on Started From the Bottom. Boys tell a story about the man. That's from... Drake sat down on Starting... Drake was taking Quentin Miller's bars so much. Quentin Miller wrote 10 bands. Drake took a part of that and put it on Started From the Bottom. Boys tell a story about the man. The boys shoot shots for the corner. Robert Ory for them bands. That's Quentin Miller. I don't really want to be that type of man. 10 bands. Drake is the only MF who gets his ghostwriting songs leaked. I wonder why. Well, he's obviously pissing a lot of people off, so they're leaking his stuff. See, if you just come out and say, like, I have help, or people help me with this song, or this guy did this part of this song, there's really no salaciousness to getting your reference track leaked. The salaciousness comes from when people thought you wrote it. Like, you're saying you're the best rapper, or you're claiming you're one of the best, and it comes out that just you don't even write your raps. That's when it's salacious. But if it comes out like, yo, Ice Cube wrote Dr. Dre's rhymes on Express Yourself, which he did, right? I don't know. Sounds like Ice Cube to me. No one's going, it's not salacious. People are like, yeah, Ice Cube probably wrote that. Number one, it sounds like Ice Cube. Number two, Dr. Dre is a producer. We didn't expect that he wrote that. There's a whole scene in Straight Outta Compton where who's teaching who how to rap? Ice Cube and MC Ren is teaching, I think they're teaching Eazy-E how to rap, not Dre. It's a melodic album. If Du is a songwriter, I wouldn't be surprised that he wrote some of the melodic stuff on Mr. Morale. Yeah. Facts. And thanks for that input there, Bronxies, because again, I don't even remember how Mr. Morale sounds. It's not really an album that I like that much. I discovered Cash Cobain because of his reference track for Drake. It's crazy. Yeah, P. Crawley, if you're reading this, it's too late. It's Quentin Miller and Party Next Door's album. That's facts. Party Next Door wrote so much on that album. Legend. Like, Party Next Door, like, wrote a whole bunch of the first half of that album, and Quentin Miller wrote a whole bunch of it too. And that's just two men. Who knows who else was writing on that album? And then you have Drake's input here and there. Koch says Started From the Bottom was released before 10 Bands. This proves Quentin Miller was not actually writing everything he helped with. They were ideas. By the way, do you know Quentin Miller wrote for Big Sean and Nasir Jones? Can you provide the bars? I can provide you the reference tracks that Quentin Miller wrote. And the fact that Started From the Bottom was released before 10 Bands means nothing, because these could all be from the same studio session. Like 10 Bands could have been recorded before Started From the Bottom. Like, it doesn't really matter when it was released. It matters when it was recorded, right? Oh, we got a fire truck making an entrance. Oh, he turned off his sirens. He knew I was streaming. He said, let me respect this man. Shout out to the fireman that just turned off the sirens. Passing by my place. Strawman arguments are it's a straw man. I wouldn't say it's a straw man. It's just he's grasping for straws. Straw man is when you try to misrepresent someone's argument to make it easier to attack. I don't think Conch is doing that. I just think he's grasping for straws. Drake almost got me if you're reading this, it's too late, then the reference tracks came out. Yeah, Stacy says Conch is in a 20v1. Yeah, he's at 20v1 right now. Are you going to the GNX concert? Probably not. I don't know. I've been to so many Kendrick shows already, and I don't really like the whole stadium show thing. I don't like going to shows at stadiums like that. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see how much the tickets are. I just don't like going to stadium shows like that. I don't find them that cool. My favorite Kendrick show was in 2011 at the Glass House in Pomona. Kendrick, Schoolboy Q, Janae Aiko, Absol. I don't think J-Rock performed. It was about maybe 200 person venue. All hardcore fans. Hot, sweaty, we're packed in. That's what I like. The whole stadium show, I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest. Started From the Bottom has no credited writers. So how could QM legally get credit on some songs but not all his work? Well, Conch, that's what ghostwriter means. Ghostwriter means you're not on the credits. Ghostwriter, if you are on the credits, then you're not a ghostwriter. Ghostwriter means you're not credited. Conch, let me do this for you, buddy. Let me do this for you, buddy. Funk Master Flex. I listened to this a bunch. I listened to Quentin Miller's version just as much as Drake's.
What you claim? Where I'm moving, that's it on the better things.
Yo.
I ain't tripping, I'ma let him sleep. When you wake up,
nigga, rest in peace. Okay, so then we gonna go to the Started From the... And by the way, Started From the Bottom, Drake ripped that off from Future. Future was in the studio and he told his engineer, yo, start it from the bottom. Start the track from the bottom. Like, redo that. Start it from the bottom. Drake heard that and made a song out of it. Changed it to Start It. Like, I think Drake even said that. So the whole... And the beat was... No, that was 0 to 100. I was gonna say the beat was supposed to be for Diddy. But that was 0 to 100. Lyrics. Here we go, Conch. We're gonna see how you negate this. Verse 2. Boys tell stories about the man. Took the whole song. Say I never struggled, wasn't hungry, now I doubt it. I could turn your boy into a man.
Boys tell stories about the man. The boys shoot shots from the corner.
Robert Oy for them bands. I don't really want to be that type of man.
I don't really want to be that type of man.
The still get cold, so I gotta turn the heat up for my fam. Ooh. Took his bar, Boys tell stories about the man, and took the flow and put it on Started From the Bottom. And the song Started From the Bottom took that from Future.
Facts.
Everything I'm saying is facts. Everything I'm saying is facts. Tina B said the tickets aren't a lot. It's the resell. Yeah, it's the resellers. But I can never get those tickets super early. I'm just not about to stand in line for even online queue. I'm not doing that, bro. I'll check the resellers. If it's more than like $300, I'm probably cool on that. I've seen Kendrick many times in concert. It's all good. My favorite Kendrick show was a TDE Championship tour. Got to see everyone that night. Who was there? I seen Kendrick maybe like 4 times. I seen him in Pomona. I seen him in Riverside. I seen him in Vegas. And I seen him one other time too. I'm forgetting. I'm blanking. I seen him like 3 or 4 times. I seen Drake once too. I seen him on a Summer 16 tour. Troy, look up Wasn't There by Anna Wise. No, respond to what I just played. Respond to what I just said. Stephanie Williams. Oh, she's talking to Divine. My fault. I ain't trying to butt in y'all conversation right there. Tickets are high, even a nosebleed are $300. Yeah. Yeah, I'm cool on that. And I really don't like stadium tours. What I did do, I bought the GNX vinyl and I bought the CD. But I'm not really going too crazy over a stadium tour, to be completely honest. Yeah, Conch grabbing at straws. Kendrick once said he believed when you are a young artist, you should write your own raps because it's the work you got to put in. Maybe when you were old head, who knows? It was yeah. So maybe I think you're saying maybe if when you get older, you can have other people write your raps, but when you're younger, that's the work you put in. I don't know. If it comes out that Kendrick don't write his raps, I will be one of the first to make a video about it. Promise you. I will be really disappointed, to be honest. Does Dot usually play the same set, or does he go back into Section 80 and OD? I've never heard Kendrick perform anything. Well, in 2011 when I saw him, that's the only time he performed songs from Section 80. Every other time, I saw him again in 2012, and he performed Section 80. When I saw Kendrick at the Damn tour, when Travis Scott opened up for him, which is crazy, Kendrick had Travis Scott opening up for him in 2017. Kendrick did not do any of his older songs. Kendrick didn't even do some songs on Damn when he did that. Like, Kendrick would do the same songs. Humble, Element. Like, I think now that GNX is out and the whole Drake diss is out, he has more songs, but like Kendrick was starting to do the same stuff. I even mentioned this in the video. Like, Kendrick performed like Collard Greens, Element, what did I just say? Humble. I was getting tired of that. But that was also because he wasn't dropping music, so he just keeps performing the same stuff. What antics do you think Drake might pull off before the Super Bowl? I think this is his final antic right here. I mean, hopefully he doesn't, go any further. We don't want this guy to harm himself or anything. Started from the bottom, came out in 2013. 10 Bands came out in 2015. Right, but when were they recorded? When were they recorded? What you weirdos don't understand is, we're going to get into a couple more chats and I'm going to let y'all go. What you weirdos don't understand is, saying Whitney writes for Kendrick is just as credible as aimlessly saying Drake has ghostwriters. It's just a narrative used against one guy. Okay. Drake was also 9 years in the game before a single rapper was credited. Right, that's what that's what ghostwriters means. Ghostwriters means they're not credited. So how would you ever know if somebody has ghostwriters unless someone like Meek Mill exposes you, or unless the ghostwriter isn't going to come out and say anything because they're going to lose business. If you telling everybody you ghostwrote for all these artists, like, you're going to lose business. People not going to work with you. Elizabeth said, I saw the Damn tour too. Yeah. Did Travis Scott open up on your tour for the Damn album? It was like Travis Scott and someone else. And Travis Scott was like riding this mechanical bird. It was crazy. I was like, Travis Scott might as well have his own show. He got like a bird or something. I'm like, what is going on here? Kendrick only drops every 3 years. If he wasn't writing, I'd expect him to have far more albums. Kendrick used to drop every year, though. Kendrick used to drop every year. And Kendrick was dropping every year and writing J-Rock stuff. Like, you can't tell me that Redemption album by J-Rock is not like at least 20, 30% written by Kendrick. And there's even word that Kendrick wrote for Schoolboy Q, Num Num Juice. Like, let's look that up. Let's look it up. Num Num Juice by Schoolboy Q. For sure, songs like Birds and the Bees by Schoolboy Q. I always felt that Kendrick wrote his verse. Yeah, songwriters. Num Num Juice. Quincy Hanley, that's Schoolboy Q. Duckworth. It's Kendrick. You got to ask yourself, why is Kendrick credited as a songwriter on Num Num Juice? The first response would be, because he is featured on it. That's why he's credited as a writer. He wrote his verse. Kendrick is not on this song. So at a point, Kendrick was writing his own albums, and he was writing J-Rock stuff, and he was writing some of Schoolboy Q stuff. That's yo. Top Dog had Kendrick working like a man, like an indentured servant. Kendrick was in that lab like working hard. You writing like three people's, you writing like three separate rappers' albums, man. That's crazy. And now TDE, this is probably why they're holding on to SZA so tightly. Like SZA, you the cash cow. Now that Kendrick left, you the cash cow. Like we need you. Yeah, he did Birds in the Trap. Yeah. Travis, yeah, he did that album on the damn tour. Meek Mill didn't expose it. Okay, Conch. You right. I wish Kendrick would re-release his old stuff. Yeah, I agree too. We need Section 80 with the spiteful chant on it. Because I don't think they were able to get that song cleared. Too many niggas. Not enough hoes. Like we need Section 80 with that song. The sample cleared. Damn, Conch Troy is very diplomatic, and he's not even against you. I'm not against him. I'm not against nobody. Are you gonna play "Wasn't There" by Anna Wise or no? Let's see. Why do you want me to? Let's see. We'll play this. Steve Lacy. Shout out Steve Lacy. Okay, so this is what part is this? Is this on section? This is on Good Kid, Mad City. Maybe I wasn't. So what are you trying to prove? So why did you have me play that? This is on Good Kid, Mad City, I think. This part. So are you saying Anna Wise wrote some of Kendrick's raps? Yeah, she writing Kendrick's bars? Kendrick definitely helped write for many TD artists. Did Dot write J-Rock's Money Trees verse? I heard that somewhere. I think so. Like when you listen to J-Rock's music before Kendrick popped off, then you listen to J-Rock's music after, it's clear. Like songs like Gumbo by J-Rock, songs like Win, songs like Knock It Off, even The Bloodiest. J-Rock, you've never rapped like this before, and this is Kendrick's flow. So either y'all are being influenced by Kendrick or Kendrick wrote this. Which one is more likely? You as a 30-plus-year-old rapper have been influenced and reinvigorated and started rapping like a whole nother man after your career is already pretty much over with? You just decided to like change your style and rap like him? Or is it more likely that Kendrick just came and wrote your music? You listen to Money Trees, the thing always with Money Trees was all J-Rock watched Kendrick. J-Rock watched Kendrick. When Kendrick wrote J-Rock's verse. So good, Kendrick watched himself. J-Rock doesn't rap like that. Imagine Rock up in his product, baking soda, baking soda, YOLO whipping. Ain't no turkey on Thanksgiving. When have you ever heard J-Rock rap like that? Of course Kendrick wrote that. Allegedly. Yeah, people say, oh, J-Rock watched Kendrick on Money Trees. Kendrick wrote the damn verse. Told him how to rap it and everything. No, say it like this. Like Quentin Miller did for Drake. Conch. Oh, yeah, people going at Conch. Okay, we just gonna do a couple more chats, then we gonna let y'all up out of here. Conch says, did Quentin Miller or Vori write Tuscan Leather or any timestamps? I don't think they are credited on Tuscan Leather. Let's look it up. Let's see who the writers on Tuscan Leather are. And personally, I don't find the timestamp leather, timestamp leather. I actually wore ombre leather cologne today. Drake is rapping about the Tuscan leather, which smells like cocaine. I think on this song, Drake even raps, yo, Tuscan leather got me smelling like a brick or something like that. This is a Tom Ford cologne. I don't have this one. I have ombre leather. It's like, it smells better to me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we were trying to look at the songwriters. Noah, Linda Jenner. These are probably engineers. Yeah, Linda Thompson. I don't think she wrote anything. She's a songwriter though, but I don't think she had anything to do with this. Anthony Palman. This is the only name that's questionable because who is this? Let's look him up. So no, say Hush and Young Tony is a songwriter who received a lot of credit on Drake's second and third studio albums. So I think you might have even uncovered some stuff you weren't trying to uncover. Hush. So Hush is mentioned. Drake mentions the name Hush on other records, and he wrote on All Me, which is 2 Chainz. I like that song. Money on My Mind, You Think the Same. Jay's on Pinky Ring. HYFR, Over My Dead Body, The Language, Crew Love, Pound Cake. Like, yeah, he's all over Nothing Was the Same. It appears, Conch, that the same way that Sam Do is all over Mr. Morale, Anthony Palman, the songwriter, is all over Nothing Was the Same. So no, Conch, Quentin Miller and Vori are not on Nothing Was the Same as songwriters, but Anthony Palman is pretty much on every song. I don't know if you meant to uncover that, though. OVO Hush. Yeah, OVO Hush. Yeah, I've heard that song, that name before. Divine said, will you answer my question before you head out? Yeah, I'm going to answer. Wait, let me try to find it. Divine repost a question. It's a lot of chats. I get lost in these sometimes. HUR says, I don't look at J-Rock's the same since I found out Kendrick wrote his verses. I don't care about melodies or hook, but verses, lyrics, yeah, no. Yeah, there's even a song that on that Redemption album by J. If you want to hear just a Kendrick album, go listen to Redemption by J-Rock. The album, even the song with The Dream, the title track. There's a song on that album about J-Rock and his motorcycle crash, and it's a very personal song. And it also came out that Kendrick wrote that. It's like, bro, like, what are y'all doing in the studio? Y'all just putting Kendrick to work and then just listening to the song and be like, all right, I'm going to just rap the same thing you rap. What are y'all doing in the studio? If Kendrick is writing everything. Kendrick wrote Num Num Juice by Schoolboy Q. Schoolboy Q, what is you? Come on. I don't look at them the same either. But I knew something was up because you listen to J-Rock's older albums, then you listen to his newer albums, mostly Redemption, it becomes very obvious. Like Kendrick is ad-libbing on songs that he's not even featured on. If you listen to that song by J-Rock, Win. Kendrick is he's not featured on the song, but you can hear his voice, like ad-libbing. It's like, why is Kendrick ad-libbing on this song and he's not credited? Because he wrote the song. You don't be outside. When I say outside, I put the beats on them like Dre outside. J-Rock don't rap like that. Never has. Facts. Respectfully. Conch says, so Anthony Palman is a ghostwriter. No, he's not a ghostwriter because he's credited. But he is a writer. And he's all over Drake's second and third albums, just like how Sam Do is all over Kendrick's Mr. Morale. Where you at, Devon? I'm trying to look for my question, are you familiar with Coast Contra? What your thoughts about them? I think I might be confusing them with West Coastra Nostra. I used to see these guys in like the Source magazines. Coastra Nostra. I guess not. That was like a gang. I thought this was a rap group. Yeah, it is a rap group. Samoan hip hop group. It was their album was called West Coastra Nostra. Booyah Tribe. So yeah, I've never heard of Coast Contra. Let me look them up real quick. Maybe I know the individual rappers. Oh, Queen and Slim. Oh yeah, I've heard of him. I've heard this song. BJ the Chicago Kid. I've heard of him. So anyways, all Redemption and all Black Panther soundtrack has Kendrick background. Yo, they had Kendrick working like a dog, man. That's why he left. I'm just kidding. Everything's allegedly. But anyways, thank y'all for joining another Friday live stream. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit like on your way out. Thank you all for joining. Even Conch, he always turns it up. All my regulars, appreciate y'all. This is top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.